I recently was in Central America and AI overviews have been already fully established there in Google search. However, Google also began testing AI overviews here in Europe from March 2025. But Google's cool new feature, which is intended to encounter ChatGPT, is not only met with cries of joy. No, for companies in particular, this means a new shift in SEO and content marketing strategy again. So in this video today, we take a look at what AI overviews mean for the visibility of company websites, what measures companies can take to remain visible now despite AI search results, and how you might even benefit from that change. Let's get straight into it. My name is Robert and I support B2B companies with professional search engine optimization. And if you are a CEO or a marketing employee and would like to generate more qualified inquiries and sales on your website, then get in touch with me at robertseegers.com for a free SEO potential analysis. So let's start with the question, what actually are Google's AI overviews, in case that you missed that? So AI overviews are basically Google's new answer boxes. So they appear at the top of the search results and they provide an automatically generated summary of the search query. We can have a look, for example, here. I just search what is copper alloy, which is a typical long-term search for an industrial company or for someone who is looking, for example, for a copper alloy manufacturer. And then I get this box here, which is basically 980 pixels long. When I extend the box, it's obviously longer. And I get some detailed answers here with a lot of resources linked. And what we see here is that this AI overview box is basically replacing the top search results. Before we just had these basic answer boxes here, so a featured snippet question box on the Google search, which already extended the answers on the search and then results page directly. Now this AI box replaces some of the first search results. And these snippets, which are generated by Google's AI, they are not longer information from your website, from your blog, or from a guide or article, for example, like it was on the feature snippet questions, because when I extend those, I directly get information from a website. That's different in the AI overview. Those are directly generated from Google's AI. So if you enter now a question into Google and you get this ready-made explanation box at the top, you don't need to click anymore on a website quite often. And that means for website operators, for marketers, for entrepreneurs, this is quite a change in the SEO game. Now let's take a look at the consequences of this. What we see is that by implementing AI overviews, Google slowly transforms from a search engine to an answer machine, to an answer-based engine. So people do not need to click anymore. And what do AI overviews mean then for the visibility of companies? Well, the short answer is that AI overviews will fundamentally change visibility and search results. And if you and your company have been successful in terms of SEO and content marketing so far, perhaps even achieving top rankings on Google as a result, then those top rankings are now probably replaced in many scenarios with the AI overview box. So that means your page will still be in the first place, but users always see the AI overviews first. Not always, but in many cases. We will have a look at that in a bit. That means they often get the answer straight away without clicking, meaning so-called zero-click searches are now increasing dramatically as a result. And we also see that, for example, in the Google Search Console, where we track a lot of our clients' projects. What we see here is that often impressions now go up. Impressions never have been higher often, but clicks actually go down. We see a decrease of minus 8.9% of clicks in the organic search results, as for example growthmemo.com writes, which we can see here through the AI overviews, and 11.4% less clicks for paid search results, as for example SeerInteractive.com points out. They calculated a drop to 9.87% compared to 21.27%, so 11.4% less clicks. Information-driven searches are particularly affected by this. In other words, and first of all content formats that focus purely and primarily on informational content are affected here, like guidebooks, glossaries, and blog articles. However, as for example Pressegazette.co.uk writes, the fewest AI overviews at the moment have been detected among companies and brands, what we can see here, which is, for us as companies, first of all, a good thing because not so much is changing at the moment for B2B companies like manufacturers, dealers, or service providers. Also, the most important search terms for those companies like product or service keywords and those searches, those are not affected directly at the moment. Another problem with AI overviews for informative pages, however, is that Google does not always only show the content of the top positioned in the overview, even if you have the best results on the whole results page. The AI can gather information from many sources, including forums, including videos, Wikipedia, or other sites that don't even come close to your rankings, for example, if you rank top. And this means you can deliver top content and you still don't get mentioned. Now, this way, top-placed users even lose tries. And that's frustrating, no question about that. But it's also the moment when you need to rethink your strategy here, because visibility doesn't just disappear. No, it shifts. And that's exactly what we need to do next as well. So let's move on to the crucial question here. What specific measures can companies take now to secure, even increase their visibility in Google searches despite AI overviews? The fact is that in order to build up thematic relevance through informative content, in addition to the most important commercial pages, to become a genuine digital B2B brand, the classical structure of informative content with a generic guidebook character or a blog will no longer be sufficient in the future. Your content needs to stand out and go beyond what AI itself can do. So product managers from companies are now in particular demand for this. And we see that as well for ourselves with our clients. Product managers with in-depth expertise are increasingly involved in the content creation and in the feedback loops. We have several options to take action now to future-proof the company website from an SEO perspective. And those options are, number one, to use your technical depth and expertise in the company. So, in addition to the in-depth expertise of product managers, companies should also emphasize their practical experience and internal know-how. That means content based on real projects, on case studies or technical expertise that creates differentiation, especially in areas where confidence and accuracy are essential, such as mechanical engineering, the chemical industry, or industrial manufacturing. And this is why we are also currently advising our B2B clients to do just that and incorporate case studies into their informative articles. Number two is to create content that Google cannot really take over. And that means that another trick here is to focus on content formats that cannot be fully automated. For example, explanatory videos, white papers, technical data sheets, or interactive tools. Structured data, for example, in the form of tables is also a good format here. Technical data in general, for example, as technical data sheets, are particularly useful for industrial manufacturers and dealers on the websites. And this is why I always say, don't just offer them as a PDF download, no, embed them on your website. Number 3 is to expand your brand strengths and digital authority. So then we also have the topic of off-page SEO here. Now, Google is currently increasingly weighting the relevance of brands and people. The keyword here is entity-based search. A strong presence on the web, strategically placed author profiles, clear brand communication and mentions in specialist portals or associations, they strengthen your position and increase the chance of being named as a cited source in AI overviews. So you don't only need to have links in order to be established, no, mentions are also particularly strong. A weighting that now is also changing the topic of off-page SEO somewhat. Number 4, develop content with real strategic added value. In your SEO strategy, don't just focus on, for example, search volume or keywords, but also on actual questions your target group has along the customer journey. Technical decision makers, purchasers, and planners are looking for specific answers, for example, on delivery times, individual solutions, or industrial-specific application examples. It is very difficult for AI to fully map out such content, and this is precisely where visibility for your company website arises. And we are also currently building such content strategies for our clients, for example, this one who sells very niche industrial product named plastic heat exchangers for really specific industry. So how to dominate AI overviews after all and benefit from them? Obviously, not everyone loses out from the introduction of AI overviews. As I said, the visibility shifts. Zero-click searches are increasing, but there are still people who click on cited sources within the AI overviews. So if you manage to be named as a cited website inside the AI overviews, you have a good chance here to get more clicks. So getting mentioned and getting cited within the AI overviews should be your ultimate goal. Are you currently already adapting to the AI overviews? What are you changing within your SEO and content marketing strategy? Let me know below this video. And if you currently need support and want to start a brand new SEO strategy, you can get a free consultation call at our website, robertsiegers.com. Check out the first link in the description. Definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I see and speak to you in the next video. Have a great day.